We can call for help. We gotta reboot the system first.
The door locks! Ellie, boot up the door locks!
It's a Unix system. I know this. It's all the files of the whole park. It tells you everything. I gotta find the right file. Oh, this is it. This might be the right file.
I don't want you on this game right now.
What are you talking about?
You've been on kill 'em up games all day and all yesterday.
It's because my new favorite game.
I don't like it. You know.
This isn't the right file. This might be the right file. This isn't the right file. This might be the right file.
Let me decide! Don't send me emails during my ban!
This isn't the right file. This might be the right file. This isn't the right file. Yes!
Dinosaurs lived a long time ago. They were terrible lizards, don't you know? Some ate plants, some ate meat, some ate fish, and some ate beets. There we go. Is the mic working now? Hopefully it's working. I don't know why it would do that all of a sudden. Yeah, okay, great. Alright, everybody. Welcome back to Paleontologizing, everyone. It's so good to see you all. As I was saying before, when the mic wasn't working, I'm streaming to you from Vernal, Utah right now. Way in, like, the kind of northeast corner of the state of Utah. And, this is well known as Utah's dinosaur country. Uintah County. There are a whole lot of dinosaurs from this part of the state, and I saw some of them today, and I'm excited to share that with you. For anybody who might be new here, hello and welcome to Paleontologizing. My name is Danny Anduza, and I'm a dinosaur paleontologist. I'm here on Twitch, trying to do my duty as a scientist, to reach out to the public, talk to regular people, answer questions, and share my passion about the history of life on our beautiful planet. So if you have any questions about natural history, about evolution, or especially about dinosaurs, please let me know, because I'm here to answer them for you. Let me scroll up to the top and see who's here, and we'll do our greetings. I'll do it real quick today. Shayley O.D., how you doing? Claire Burr, how are you? Great to see you, Claire. Hope you had a great day. Patrick Pirate, thank you for the 7 months of support. I really appreciate that. Holy cow. And who else have we got? Magnus XX3. How are you doing? Welcome to Paleontologizing. Izzy is back. How you doing, Izzy? Good to see you. And Matthew Crossart says, hey, Paleo crew. How you doing, Matthew? Good to see ya. Wanpaku Dampu. Welcome. And, Neo Venator 250. Hey, welcome to Paleontologizing. It sounds like you are in the right place, my friend. Neo Venator, one of the coolest early Cretaceous theropods, in my opinion. Welcome. It's great to have you here. Kate Botts, how are you doing? Great to see ya. And Cooking with Lordy. How are you? I hope you had a great day, Lordy. I'm looking forward to your streams tomorrow. Yeah, hope everything's good. And Professor Void, thank you for that raid, by the way. I appreciate that, and welcome back to Paleontologizing. It's good to see you here. Alright, scrolling on down. Dottie Matrix, it is dinosaur time. How you doing? Aditya Okar, thank you for the 7 months, Aditya. Thank you very much for your ongoing support. It means a lot to me. It does, so thank you. And Kirsten says, Ellie Sattler was my childhood hero. Kirsten, Ellie Sattler was my childhood crush. So you got something in common there, I think. Yeah. And you named your parakeet Ellie? That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah. Yeah. And Jolt Freak, thank you for that raid. How are you doing? Welcome to Paleontologizing. I hope you're still here. It's good to see you. Yeah. How was your stream? I hope it was good. Admantis says, is that Frank Oppenheimer on the left side? Yeah, that's from Jurassic Park. Yeah. And cheers, thanks, mate, says Jolt Freak. Great to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Paleontologizing. Yeah. Let's see here. And KateBot says, hey, Danny, I have to tell you something. Sounds like you just did. I'm kidding, but what do you have to tell me? And hey, is my mic still not working? What's up with this? Oh no, hang on. Wait. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, it is working now. Good. I was just late in chat. And Edmantis' Dinosaur National Monument is amazing. I'm going there tomorrow, Edmanta. I'm very excited. I've been there before once, but I'm going back. And Izzy Black says, you are in the state where my favorite raptor is found, Utah Raptor. Yeah, I saw some Utah Raptor today. I'm excited to show you in a little bit. Jay Knight, welcome to Paleontologizing. Thanks for showing up. It's good to have you here. Welcome to the channel. Effie1923 says hello. Hello to you, Effie. How you doing? Let's see. Don't move. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Patrick Pirate. I hope I don't have to move anytime soon. I've still got another year on my lease, pretty much. First paper you ever read was Neo Venator. That's really cool, Neo Venator. Very cool. Very cool. Welcome to Paleontologizing. We might go over some papers tonight, too. CMC Airboss says, happy Monday there, Danny. To you too, CMC Airboss. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Raven Thorm says, nice hotel. Yeah, I got pretty lucky. Yeah. And let's see here. Jedberg says, fancy seeing you here. Who, me? I'm always here, Jedberg. This is my channel. Welcome to Paleontologizing. And Raventhorn says, I hope your bag is not dirty or you're going to have a dirty bed. Raventhorn, that bag is almost brand new. It is not one of my old field bags or it would be just emanating Cretaceous dust right now. This one I just got right before I left. So it's pretty clean, yeah. Hokum22 says, question, what's your opinion on dinosaur intelligence? And if there could have been a smarter dinosaur than Troodons? Well, I'm glad you already know about Troodon, yeah. What kind of intelligence or special abilities might they have been developing? That's a great question, Hokum. I get that question kind of a lot. My standard answer is as follows. If we want to kind of like make an analogy about dinosaur intelligence, birds are really our best bet for that. We know that birds are living dinosaurs, so anytime that we want to think about what sort of behaviors or like soft tissue structures or something like that that doesn't readily fossilize, if we want to know about something like that, if we want to make an educated guess, birds are our best framework for that. The thing is, when we're talking about intelligence, bird intelligence is not particularly well understood. Apparently, in birds, brain size does not necessarily correlate directly to level of intelligence, however you define it. And so dinosaur intelligence is even more difficult to think about, you know? It's even more mysterious. So I really don't have a good answer. I think I don't want to pretend to know things that I don't, or have any kind of like false, certainty about anything. Dinosaur intelligence is a big mystery. Maybe some dinosaurs were really clever. Maybe they weren't. Here's the thing, though. Dinosaurs were a remarkably successful group of animals. They lived on Earth for over 160 million years. They were like, the dominant terrestrial vertebrates. They were certainly smart enough to get by and be hugely successful. And it was only like a huge freak event and the impact of a gigantic asteroid that managed to wipe them out. So dinosaurs were smart enough. And at the time that they lived, they were the smartest creatures on the planet. Smarter than our ancestors, smarter than the mammals at the time. So yeah. We don't really know how smart dinosaurs were, but they were certainly smart enough. I hope that's a good enough answer for you. Thank you for the great question. And let's see. You're gold now. Thank you, Kate Bots. Izzy says, you always know how to boost our emotions to be even better, Danny. Thank you, Izzy. Hey, likewise. I always feel better after streaming. So thank you for being so awesome, Izzy, and everybody else. And Balint says, hello, sir. Hope you had a great day. I did have a great day, Balint. I woke up this morning in Salt Lake City. I took a shower, got breakfast real quick. Well, I got breakfast real quick, then took a shower, and then I was on the road. I went and got my oil changed in the car, and then got some In-N-Out burger for lunch. Drove straight on out to Vernal, Utah, and here I am now. But earlier today, a little bit before this stream, I stopped by the Utah Fieldhouse Museum, and since I couldn't live stream from there, since the encoder is busted and I'm waiting on getting a new one, I took a bunch of video there at the Fieldhouse, and I'm waiting for that to upload to Google Photos so that I can share it with you. Think of it as a pre-recorded live stream. This is almost like a hybrid where I took a bunch of video, I'll be showing it on the live stream, and I'll be reacting to myself, I guess. So it's going to be like a hybrid between previously recorded Danny and present moment Danny. So yeah, hopefully some of those videos will already be uploaded by the time I get down to the bottom of chat, and we can watch some of them. I kind of doubt all of them will be uploaded here. Internet's pretty slow here in Vernal, and so, yeah. And I don't have a way to directly upload them from my phone, unfortunately. But yeah. And my old bags do look like Pigpen. You're right, Claire Burr. Except the dust is a lot older. And Shayley O'D says, I'm twitching with anticipation for the Cooking with Lordy and Paleontologizing road trip. I hope it happens. It looks like it's going to, Shayley O'D. I haven't had any fieldwork pop up yet, so. And who is this? Flinks the Jinx. 4 months now. Thank you so much for that, Flinks the Jinx. Much appreciated. And TJ Girl in OC. Thank you for the 3 months. Much appreciated. This is true. Birds are dinosaurs. Yes. Yeah. Anyway. TJ Girl in OC says, thank you for sharing your POV on the matter. I tried, TJ Girl. I tried. We've got a hype train going. Digital Meow Mix. Thank you for those 100 bits. Thank you very much. I missed your question, but I'll get to it. Let's see. Maybe I can pull it up in... Oh, it's not showing up here, too. Have you done field work, and what's your most exotic location? Have I done field work, Digital Meow Mix? Have I done field work? I've done basically like a decade's worth of field work. I haven't done field work in any super exotic locations, though. I don't know. I've done a little bit in Western Nevada. I've done a whole bunch, years of field work in northern and eastern Montana. That's probably it, yeah. The lion's share of my fieldwork has been in northern and eastern Montana. In Garfield County, Hill County, Valley County, those surrounding areas, yeah. In Hell Creek Formation and Judith River Formation strata. So yeah, digging up everything from T-Rex to Brachylophosaurus. So yeah. And True Zen says so. Bird brain is an expression is more mystery than insult. Cool. Well, birds are actually really clever. There are birds that can figure out complicated puzzles that like a 7-year-old child, human child, cannot figure out. So it's, I don't know. Birds have got a lot going on up there. We're still trying to, understand bird intelligence in a way that goes beyond just scratching the surface. You got to try In-N-Out when you visited us this weekend? Very cool, Patrick Pirate. I like In-N-Out a lot. The grilled cheese is what I always get. And it is, it's my favorite. It's fantastic. It's on the secret menu. Can you narrate, says TJ Girl? That's the plan, yeah. How you doing, So Fluff? Welcome back. We call that YouTube, says Stone Cold Coder. Exactly, yeah. I'll probably upload it to YouTube later. How did Utah get In-N-Out before Washington? They've had it for years, Kirsten. I don't know. Yeah. It's something to do with the supply chain. And Nana Tyrannus says, Danny, this is exciting. Hey, Nana Tyrannus. Hey, I waited until I actually can stream from inside a museum again. This is nothing, Nana Tyrannus. You should check out the video from Saturday when I was streaming inside the Museum of Ancient Life in Lehigh, Utah, before my encoder died and, cut out. It ended the stream prematurely. Anyway, moving on down through chat. That Gatorade commercial, you remember that, Neo Venator? Yeah. It's a good one. It was a good one. That was that notification with the dromaeosaurs playing basketball. And almost all of your fieldwork has been in way younger rocks. Interesting, Neo Venator. Very cool. Yeah, I didn't realize you'd done fieldwork before. Really neat. Are you a researcher? Are you a collector? Are you a hobbyist? What's your background? I'd love to know. Yeah. And again, welcome. And again, Neo Venator, this is a really weird stream for me. This is very out of the ordinary. You should check out some of my VODs from my regular streams. But normally I stream from home in Oakland, California. And I'm just there in my office, with all my stuff surrounding me. Right now I'm in a motel in Vernal, Utah. I'm on this great big cross-country streaming road trip. And going to be visiting a bunch of museums, maybe some field sites, and streaming all along the way. So yeah. And T Gaming Factory says, how did you get started in paleontology and fieldwork? That's a great question, T. Well, I was one of those kids who was always obsessed with dinosaurs. There's a certain number of those kids who just kind of never grow out of it, and they become dinosaur paleontologists. Thanks to Jinx. Thank you for those 500 bits, Blinks. I really appreciate that. Yeah! You got us past level 1. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. In high school, I started volunteering at the University of California Museum of Paleontology in Berkeley. And that's really where my career started, I guess. I went from being kind of a fan of dinosaurs to being somebody who actually works on dinosaurs. And after that, I went to Montana State University when I went to college. Started working at Museum of the Rockies. Started doing field work as soon as I could. And the rest is history. So yeah. It's a very quick origin story for you. Looks like they're just winging it. True Zen. Kudos. I wish I had my soundboard. I would, I'd play some laughter right there for you. But yeah. And Nana Terrana says, I will. Danny? Yeah, Nana, check that out. I think you'll really like that video. It's really cool. When I'm in the museum. Oh, you work at the museum collections. Very cool, Neo Venator. Yeah. I'll have to check out your VOD. Sounds interesting. What a road trip. I know, right? I came from coastal California. Now I'm in Utah. I'm going to be going up through Wyoming and then Montana. I'm going to be at the Dino Shindig in Ekalaka, Montana at the end of the month. It's going to be really cool. They call me Tojo. Thank you for the 6 months. I really appreciate that. DK79, the company you work for, has an office in Vernal? Interesting. Vernal is bigger than I remember it being. I feel like it's grown in the past few years. I was here back in 2014 during the Mid-Mesozoic Field Conference. But I haven't been back since. It feels bigger. Izzy says, I always did love dinos since I was a little girl. Land Before Time is what got me into dinosaurs. Very cool. I didn't know that there were jobs to find fossils until Jurassic Park. There aren't very many, but there are some, Izzy. There are some jobs. Horses are your other obsession? Horses are also very cool. Horses also have a really interesting fossil history. And once those videos are uploaded from the museum, I will show you some of them. I don't know if we'll get to all of them tonight, because I'm not sure how many are uploaded yet. But let me check Google Photos right now. And we'll see where we're at, upload status-wise. There's a few. Okay, we've got a few. I can show you a few. They're not uploading in order, which is frustrating. We'll see how this goes.
First armored tank, you might say. That trunk is completely covered with thin, bony
and Atomo Paracula, hey, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Paleontologizing. It's good to have you here. You lived in Vernal in the late 70s. Cool, Kamina. Your shirt is bigger now? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I saw some museum displays and dinosaur sculptures that you probably saw when you lived in Vernal back in the 70s. They've been here for a while. And dinosaurs, our perception of them has changed tremendously in the time since then. So I talk about that in the videos. You saw them? Yeah, Kamina. Cool, cool. So yeah, anyway. It looks like I've reached the bottom of chat. Did I skip anybody? I don't think I did. And mostly the American South, except for a short stint in Colorado. Interesting, Neo Venator. Cool. And Grarg, how are you doing? Welcome to Paleontologizing. Yeah. El Cheapo says, hey, Danny, how's the road trip going? Is the live view toast? It is toast, yes. Unfortunately. Sarah Smiles 42, thanks for the follow. Welcome to Paleontologizing. I have ordered a replacement live view encoder device. It should be showing up on Wednesday. Cross your fingers that happens. My Shadow, thank you! Holy cow for the 5 gift subs. I really appreciate that. You got us to a level 2 here, I think. Very nice. Much appreciated.
My Shadow 46 and 2 just gifted 5 subs.
Thank you so much, My Shadow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, but I don't know, apart from the encoder dying on me and not being able to do live streams for a few days, then having to buy a new one, shelling out all that money, trip's been going really well. Yeah, my car has been running like a dream. you know, I've been lucky enough to be able to snag some hotels. So it's been really, really good so far. And the museums, of course, have been incredible. And I'm really excited to be able to share this with you. Thank you, Kaberd. Thanks for those 200 bits. And El Cheapo says, no warranty or other help from the manufacturer? Well, I was on the phone, not on the phone, I was corresponding with tech support all day on Sunday. It is under warranty. It's got a 12-month warranty. I just got it a few months ago. So yeah, it might be a long time until I actually get a replacement. But, yeah. In the meantime, I just had to order a new one because I'll be darned if I'm going to be on this road trip. You know, I've come this far. To not be able to stream live from museums is, you know, unacceptable to me. I owe it to everybody here. Museum live streams are what you were promised, and those are what I shall deliver. So, Vindicate Foil, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Paleontologizing. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. And Izzy says, most of us live our dreams through you, Danny. You always do what you can, so don't fret. Things happen for you. Oh, Izzy, thank you for the kind words. Yeah. Hey, I'm trying. Yeah. And Tropical says, nice place, matching luggage. How you doing, Tropical Geek? Great to see you. I hope you had a lovely day. Welcome back. Greetings from Vernal, Utah. Utah's Dinosaur Land, as they advertise it. It's a pretty cool place. I'm excited to, maybe on a Wednesday morning, walk up and down the street and look at a bunch of different dinosaur sculptures and murals and stuff like that kind of line the main road here. And take some video and maybe critique them a little bit from a paleontologist's point of view. Yeah, it should be fun, and then I'll share that with you afterward. We'll do a live stream kind of centered around that. Yeah. And Ikoala says, love the last museum stream, look forward to more. There's more coming, Ikoala, as soon as I get that new device. But yeah. And Sarah Smiles says, that's cool, they actually have Dinosaur Land tied to their own tourism. Their town tourism? Yeah.
Subscription. The Lenina gifted a tier 1 sub to
Thank you, Lenina. Much appreciated. Really, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Lenina. I appreciate your support. Vindicate Foil says, hi, just making sure I'll know when the stream goes live. Oh, I see what you mean. The museum streams? Yeah, cool. And KJ Dub, 1006. Thanks for following. Welcome to Paleontologizing. It's good to have you here. And let's see. Izzy Black says, what is the best place for a dino dig? Usually in the ground. I know that's not what you're asking. There are a lot of wonderful places around the world to find dinosaurs. You gotta go where the dinosaurs are. You need rocks of the right age and of the right type. So sedimentary rocks from the age of dinosaurs, from the Mesozoic era. From between about 230 million years ago up until about 66 million years ago. Host of Heaven, thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate that very much. Yeah! Continuing our hype train here. Much appreciated. You put us over the top. We're at what, level 3 now? Level 3 complete. Alright, I guess we're at level 4 coming up on that. Awesome, everybody. I have my ukulele over here, so if we get to a level 5, I promise you some ukulele songs. But yeah, but Izzy, some of the best places in the world to dig up dinosaurs, places that have the rocks of the right age and the right type, that are exposed to the surface where you can get at them. There are places like Montana, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Argentina. The Patagonia region of Argentina is famous for its dinosaur fossils. The Gobi Desert of Mongolia. Eastern China has some amazing dinosaur assemblages. Yeah, those are the ones that spring to mind. But dinosaurs have been found on all 7 continents, including Antarctica. So, chances are, if you live... Well, no matter where you live in the world, there's probably some dinosaurs near you. at the moment. Still in the ground.
Hope you're
Yogurt Garrel,
well so far.
thank you so much for the 3 months. Really appreciate that. Trip has been going pretty well. Apart from the stream encoder dying, everything's been great. Yeah. So yeah. And I'm getting a new stream encoder. It should be showing up on Wednesday. So let's hope it isn't late, or I'm going to be stuck in Utah. Dottie Matrix asked, do dinosaur digs ever happen underwater? No. First up, well, if they do, they happen under very shallow water. There's a place in Texas called Glen Rose, and there are, let's see. I'll show you. Switch to Chrome. And then, of course, Chrome is going to be buggy, and so we're going to have to do this. There we go. All right, check this out, everybody. Here we are. The Paluxy River in Glen Rose, Texas, basically runs directly over a really famous assemblage of dinosaur fossil footprints. And so occasionally you do get underwater dinosaur digs and places like that if we're talking about footprints. Looky Lou Sil, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Holy cow. Really appreciate that. My goodness, Looky Lou. Thank you kindly. That is really, really wonderful. Thank you for your support. We are cruising on over to a level 4 hype train here. Let's see if we can get it. If we get to a level 5 at 100%, I promise you some ukulele songs. And yeah, un gato durmiendo. Good ears. Very good ears. But yeah. For the most part, dinosaur fossils are found on land. Yeah. Sea levels are lower today than they were during the age of dinosaurs, for the most part. And so pretty much anywhere that dinosaurs were around, walking around, today are land. With some exceptions. Tropical Geek, thank you. Sing it, says Tropical.
Sing it.
Thank you, Tropical. And holy cow, Relic Wolf, thank you for the 5 gift subs. That's really wonderful. Thank you, Relic Wolf. You're getting us to our goal for this road trip. I really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much.
30 just gifted 5 subs.
Wonderful. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Zen Reloaded, for those 2 months there. Thank you very, very much. I love how the emoji, like the text for it, is sauropod. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Oh, that was non-Zen Reloaded, sorry. Non-Zen Reloaded. 2 months, that means that your Triceratops has just hatched. There in chat, the sub icon. Uh-oh. What's gonna happen? Anonymous Gifter, thank you for those 5 gift subs.
Anonymous just changed things with those 5 gift subs.
Anonymous Gifter, you are as generous as you are mysterious. Thank you very much for those 5 gift subs. Wonderful. We've made it to a level 5 at 177%. We're gonna do some ukulele songs on. All right. Yeah. And James Gurney says, not about dinos, but what does the stream encoder do? I've streamed from my phone before to reasonable success. So the stream encoder, here, I can show you. Let me go grab it. Right here in my bag. So this is like the beating heart of the mobile live stream setup. This is a LiveU solo encoder. These are not cheap. But basically everything connects to this. The battery, the camera, the microphone, the wireless modems, and the wireless router all connect to this. So what this does is it takes the video and the audio and it compresses that into a form that can be sent over mobile data. And then it takes the mobile data from these modems. Where did they go? Here's one of them. This is a modem like you would plug into your computer in order to run it off of mobile data. I've got 3 of these. And the encoder will take all of that mobile data and it'll bond it so that it creates one stable signal to put video and audio through. So yeah. It's a pretty complicated piece of machinery, and apparently kind of delicate. Or it looks like I just got a defective one, but yeah. Orbital Gun, thank you for that gift sub. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So anyway, if you see anybody like on Twitch doing mobile live streams, especially in an area that's not in the middle of a city or something like that, chances are they are using an encoder like that. I would not be able to stream directly from my phone in places like Utah or Colorado or Wyoming or Montana because the signal there isn't enough, signal in order to do that. I need basically 3 different like wireless networks in order to be able to get just enough signal to be able to stream. Yeah. If I were indoors, running it off of Wi-Fi, that would be a different story. But I'm not, So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Moving on down through chat. You need more dino pics, Izzy? Yeah. All right. Was the solar under warranty? It is, Izzy. Yes, it is. Is that a MiFi? I have a separate MiFi, Tropical. Yes. Yeah. It's sitting right over there, actually. It's funny because it's an AT&T MiFi, but it runs on the Verizon network. It's very confusing. But yeah. And let's see here. And Tropical says, it has been known those things are super temperature sensitive. That's why it's got an internal fan in it and everything. But mine apparently was defective and overheated. So, Tropical, I was indoors the whole time in an air-conditioned building. Shouldn't be overheating, but it did. And it died. So, yeah. We got to a level 5, everybody. Thank you so much. Holy cow. And Transwave Dragon says, took my kids through a dino exhibit at our local zoo recently, and the Brachiosaurus had spikes growing down his back. Is there a reason for this? I was happy to see feathered robotic raptors in the mix, though. Oh, cool. Some sauropod dinosaurs, we think, probably did have spines along their back, almost like an iguana. Let me show you. Here we go. Just a minute here. Streaming on my laptop right now, so this is a little more clunky than I'm used to. But yeah, spine's kind of like this on the back of that sauropod. I know you said yours was a Brachiosaurus. I don't think we have evidence of that in Brachiosaurs yet, but we do have some evidence of it in diplodocid sauropods, like Diplodocus. I think specifically for Diplodocus. I don't think we have it for Apatosaurus. I'm not sure about Barosaurus. But Diplodocus, we do think had those. Yeah, the spine's, kind of like an iguana. They're not made of bone or anything. They're kind of soft tissue. Maybe they're keratin. Like iguana spines. But yeah. And My Own Sling says Starlink for next summer, hopefully. We'll see. The thing about Starlink is it's not mobile, I think this setup might actually be better in the long run. Yeah. And Paddle says, does the bag you're using for all that equipment have air circulation? Well, it wasn't using this bag for that. It was using this pouch, which was designed specifically for the Live View Solo. So this is like hanging off the bag of the back of the bag. And this fits right into here, and it has all these cutouts for air circulation. So you can see the vents under there. That's where the fan is. Ventilation on that side and on that side. This is the bag that they recommend you use, which is why I did. Still, it didn't go well. And KJ Dub says, thanks for showing the gear. Of course, KJ Dub. Yeah, yeah. And my own sling, that's what I already tried. It was on the outside of the... Yeah, yeah. And Izzy says, since the dinos are similar to reptiles, kind of, they kind of are. I wonder if they shed like a snake and lizards. Not in the same way. So, snakes especially, they'll shed huge parts of their skin all at once. Dinosaurs were much more like birds in the sense that, like, you know, bird skin also, you know, just like us, you know, we lose little chunks of skin all the time. It turns into, like, dust. Dinosaurs are kind of the same way, where the scales might come off one at a time, or, you know, if it's not scaly skin, then bits of skin would just come off after the skin dies, just like on us. We don't have any evidence that dinosaurs shed their skin like snakes. It's a good question, Izzy. If there's any point that I want everybody to take home, it's this. That if you're thinking about dinosaurs as you're thinking of them being like lizards or snakes or crocodiles, you're thinking of dinosaurs wrong. Dinosaurs are much more closely related to birds. Because birds are dinosaurs. Birds evolved from dinosaurs. So dinosaurs are much more bird-like than they are lizard-like, or even crocodile-like. So if there's one way to think about dinosaurs that's more correct, it's to think of them as just being like big, weird, ground-running birds. That's the best way to think about dinosaurs. Dino Dander, there, Dino Rhymes. All Black Lives Matter, how are you doing? Welcome back, good to see you. Yeah. And Lil Valkyrie says, what is the largest dinosaur egg you have, sir? Largest dinosaur egg I have? Well, if I were in my office, I could show you. I have one of the very largest dinosaur eggs. Do you know what the largest dinosaur egg is that we've ever found? I'll show you. It is this. And Keeper Joe, thank you for the raid. Or for the host, excuse me. Is that a host or is that a raid or is it both? Anyway, check this out. This is an elephant bird and this is its egg. These guys lived very recently. Only a few thousand years ago they went extinct. And they have the largest egg of any dinosaur that's ever lived, as far as we know. It's basically like as big as an egg can possibly be, while still, you know, functioning as an egg. Here's David Attenborough with an elephant bird egg. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, eggs can only be about that big before they fail structurally. It's kind of an interesting fact, I think. You picture dinosaur eggs, and you might picture something that's 6 feet tall or something like that. No, definitely not. There were no dinosaur eggs bigger than this. Yeah, just due to physics, you know? You can't make an egg bigger than that. It just doesn't work. And Keeper Joe, thank you for that was a raid. Thank you very much for that. How you doing, Keeper Joe? How was your stream? I hope everything was wonderful. Welcome to Paleontologizing, everybody. For those of you who might be new, my name is Danny Anduza. I'm a dinosaur paleontologist. I'm here on Twitch, trying to do some science outreach. And this is kind of an unusual stream because normally I stream from my office back in Oakland. But I am in Vernal, Utah right now on this great big cross-country streaming fossil road trip. So I was streaming from some museums earlier this week, and then some of my equipment died on me. I'm working on getting that replaced. But today I visited another museum here in Vernal, Utah, and took a bunch of video. So later in this stream, we'll be reviewing some of that video, and I'll be kind of commenting on it. It'll be a double Danny stream, because I'll be on camera, and I'll be commenting on the video right here. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to being able to actually live stream from these museums, too, once that new piece of equipment comes in. Yeah, alright, let me catch up to chat. Dinosaur Country. Woo, yeah, Keeper Joe. Exactly, yeah. My audio is full of peaks. Well, I can turn it down a little bit. That might help a little bit. We'll see. And how big was a full-grown elephant bird? Actual elephant size? Puffer nut? No, they're about 10 feet tall. Not as big as not as heavy as an elephant, certainly. Elephant birds are considered dinosaurs? They are, Lil Valkyrie. They are birds, right? All birds are dinosaurs. The hummingbirds that you see flitting around the flowers where you live, those are dinosaurs. Pretty cool, right? And don't just take it from me. You can ask any paleontologist, you can ask any ornithologist, and they will tell you the same thing. Birds are the last living dinosaurs. The only ones that survived the big asteroid impact and all the subsequent environmental havoc. And Dubious says you can 3D print a bigger egg. Well, that's true, Dubious, yes. Animals cannot produce eggs bigger than that on land with hard shells. But yeah. In meters, what is the maximum egg size peak to peak? I don't know. A third of a meter, maybe? Probably less than that, actually. A quarter of a meter? But yeah, Indy Villain says, welcome to Utah. Thanks, Indy Villain. Thank you very much. I've been in Utah for a few days now. Utah's a really interesting place. I like it for the most part. I especially like the part that I'm in right now. I'm in Vernal, Utah. Yeah. Vernal. Like Vernal. Tropical. And did all dinosaurs lay eggs, Danny? Sorry, don't know. Of course, TJ Girl. Up until about a year ago, I would say we don't know. Because there were a few kinds of dinosaurs that we didn't have any eggs from. Like ceratopsians, the horned dinosaurs. We had never found any eggs from them, and so we just kind of assumed, well, we didn't assume. We didn't assume that they necessarily laid eggs. We thought maybe there's a chance they gave live birth. But last summer, some ceratopsian eggs were published on. So we now have ceratopsian eggs too. We now know basically all dinosaurs laid eggs. All female dinosaurs. Yeah. It's interesting to think about. Like, you've got this whole group of animals, all of them laid eggs. We don't have really big terrestrial egg-laying animals anymore. The biggest we've got is what, like saltwater crocodiles? Yeah. So it's interesting that there was a time on Earth when every big land animal laid eggs. It's pretty cool. And Izzy says, since we have new people here, Danny, can you explain the difference between fossils and stone? Sure, Izzy, yeah. Well, stone, rocks are rocks. Fossils are the preserved remains of ancient life. So they could be fossilized bones, they could be fossilized plants, But basically, what is a fossil? A fossil is the remains of a once living organism that have been preserved in the rock record. Fossilization itself is not like one process. There's a bunch of different ways that things can be preserved and fossilized. But if you hear the word fossil, somebody's, if you hear the word fossil from a scientist, they are referring to the remains of an ancient organism that have come out of the ground. And usually they're older than 10,000 years old. Anything more recent than that usually gets called a subfossil. But these are kind of loosey-goosey gray areas, so there are some exceptions. And Balint says, I really appreciate the stream, sir. Hey, Balint, thank you. I really appreciate your enthusiasm and your kind words. Yeah. Did any dinos have live young? Dinos are so varied. I know, right, Hannies? But as far as we know, all of them laid eggs. All of them. Yeah. And let's see. Dr. Mr. Mouse, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that very much. Welcome to Paleontologizing. Yeah. And let's see. The marvels of technology. Exactly, Patrick Pirate. And MB Cool says, anybody know the best place to get more educational dino-related 3D models? Is there a lot of on Sketchfab? Yeah, Sketchfab is one of the best places. Sketchfab, Thingiverse, and if you really want to find some rare stuff, you might want to contact Larry Whitmer's laboratory, Whitmer Lab, at Ohio University. They do a lot of scanning and that kind of thing. Yeah, they might be able to point you in some cool directions. And pragmatic entropy? Yeah, pandemic. I've been a little bit nervous about that around here. I hear the Delta variant is just running rampant in Utah. Because a lot of people here don't want to get vaccinated. So it's not going well for them. Ios, how are you doing? Good to see you. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Looking forward to your stream later. Yeah. And St. Louis Mo says, what was the type of dino egg nest they found in the Gobi a few years back? That's probably the Ceratopsian one. I think they've been interpreted as Protoceratops eggs. This is just a few years ago. Back in the day, we thought we had a lot of Protoceratops eggs, but it turns out they weren't. And Hannies is asking, would dino babies be useless for a while, or would they just be ready to go from a few minutes after hatching? It depends. Different dinosaurs had different strategies for this kind of thing. We call that precocial versus altricial. Precocial young are ones that are able to just get up and run pretty much as soon as they're born. Altricial young are ones that stay in the nest and they need a lot of parental care. And dinosaurs seem to kind of run the gamut from one to the other. Little theropod dinosaurs, like, for instance, Troodon or maybe Velociraptor, they were probably pretty precocial. They could probably get up and run almost as soon as they were born, we think. Other dinosaurs, like duckbill dinosaur babies, for instance, Maiasaura, they needed a lot of parental care. They couldn't walk when they were first born. And so we know that they stayed in the nest for a long time and they had food brought to them by their parents. That was Jack Horner's work, my old boss back at Museum of the Rockies. That's what he discovered about Maiasaura by examining their nesting grounds at a place called Egg Mountain in Montana. So yeah. Let's see. Largest hard eggs are probably ostriches. This is true. Pragmatic entropy, yes. Yeah. Axiom, rocks are rocks. This is true, Ios. I say that because people know what rocks are, you know? I don't know. Egg laying should keep their pack weight down. That might be true, Moosey Fate. That might indeed be true, yeah. Anyway, moving on down through chat. Whitmer's doing cool stuff. Morphosource, that's another one. Thank you, Neo Venator. Yes, good point. Morphosource is a great place to get all kinds of really neat 3D models. Yeah. And shoot, chat keeps doing this thing where it jumps way down. And Viajalo says, a huge hug from Brazil, Danny Anduza. Thank you, Viajalo. Thank you very much. Welcome to Paleontologizing. I'm sorry, I don't speak any Portuguese. I could try some Spanish, but welcome. It's great to have you here. I'm glad you could join us. Axel Rama, hey, how are you doing? Welcome to Paleontologizing. And Dr. Mr. Mouse is always in the Dino chats. Well, welcome. Hey, in just a little bit, we're going to be looking at some video that I took at the Utah Fieldhouse Museum here in Vernal, and so we'll be doing we'll be watching a pre-recorded live stream, I guess. It's going to be like a hybrid pre-recorded video and, you know, live stream live part here. It's gonna be, I don't know, we'll make it work. Yeah. You're still building the baby T-Rex? Oh, cool, Dubius. Very cool. Printing when you can? That is awesome. Wow. I'm really happy with mine, how it turned out. Yeah. And let's see. Still extra nervous when near crowds? Yeah, Flinks the Jinx. I totally get that. I've been really nervous, especially when I was at the Museum of Ancient Life on Saturday. There were so many people there, and almost none of them were wearing masks. Luckily, today, the museum was almost empty when I was there, so you'll see that. And Izzy says, I just wish people would understand that evolution is real. Me too, Izzy. I do feel like that's a huge reason why a lot of people aren't taking COVID seriously, is because they don't realize that this thing is mutating and it's getting worse, and if you don't nip it in the bud, it's going to be with us for years. So, yeah. Let's see here. And... And Viajado says, do you have the notion that you have to be always amazed about the universe in order to understand more? Viajado, I think it is really important to maintain that sense of wonder, to never be blasé about things, to never let yourself think that the universe is boring, because if you do, then you'll stop investigating, you'll stop thinking about it, and you won't be a good scientist, you know? I think, like you're suggesting, it is really important to always be amazed. And in my experience, the people in my life who I see as being most amazed by their surroundings, those people are all scientists. I think a lot of people in the general public have a sense that if you really understand something, it kind of takes the magic out of it. I couldn't disagree more. I think the more we understand about the world around us, the more wonderful, fascinating, and kind of magical it is. So yeah, wonder is very important. Amazement is very important. Thank you for your question, Viajado. It's a good one. Izzy says, what would you think about selling 3D printed dino skulls or anything like that? It probably wouldn't be worth the trouble. I'm gonna stick to t-shirts and stuff. And yeah. And let's see. There you go, Gato Durmiendo. That's a really good point, yeah. I don't know. The thing is, those people didn't come to their conclusions through logic or reason in the first place. So why would we expect them to be logical or reasonable about that sort of thing? I don't know. Asking too much of certain people, I think. Some people just insist on having crazy beliefs, and I don't know. Some people you'll never reach. You got to make sure that you reach the people who are reachable, though. Yeah. And blasé is a new great word for me. Thank you. Viajado, you're welcome. Blasé it's a good word. I like it a lot. I use it fairly often. And there you go, St. Louis Mo. Exactly, yeah. And MB Cool, thank you for the 100 bits. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thanks for the reminder to stay in awe of our incredible and mysterious universe.
There you go. There you go. Always happy to remind you. Absolutely. Hannies has a good question. They ask, when the bones become fossils, let me read. What does this mean? Oh, so when bones fossilize and the organic materials are replaced by minerals, are they ever replaced by something beautiful like opal or fool's gold? Yes. There are some good examples of what was the... Kirby? Was that its nickname? There we go, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Hang on just a minute and I'll show you. In Australia, there's this remarkable fossil of a plesiosaur that was opalized. So, I don't know if it was during fossilization or if it was after the fact, if it was like metamorphosed somehow. But yeah, this plesiosaur skeleton is basically all made of opal now, which is really interesting. Eric, it was the name. Eric. Why did I think it was Kirby? I don't know. But yeah, it happens. It happens every once in a while. I've seen opalized dinosaur vertebrae before. Oh, of course, plesiosaurs, those critters with the four flippers, are not dinosaurs. I should make that very clear. But I've seen dinosaur bones that have been opalized. You see them at gem and mineral shows and stuff like that sometimes. So it does happen, yeah. And KJ Dub says, what did KJ Dub say? I ask because you'd be a great teacher. I am a teacher, KJ Dub, yeah. That's how I've made my living for the past 2.5 years, pretty much. Teaching early childhood education. But yeah. Claire Burr says humans are the smartest and the dumbest creatures we know about. So much to explore there. It's very true, Sebrab. Yes, yes. Anyway. And Shayley D says, should have printed up a bunch of small dinos to leave as a trade for towels, robes on the way to sites. Shayley D, I've already got that. Not 3D printed dinosaurs, but origami dinosaurs. Yeah. That reminds me, I've got to get some origami paper out of the car and leave it here in the hotel. I forgot to do that at the last hotel. I need to do that. But yeah. I would do that a lot as like a gesture of goodwill when we do field work. I'd be out with my crew and like, you know, we'd go to a restaurant or a bar or something like that. And you might have like a boisterous group of paleontologists there. We'd try and be polite, but I don't know. Sometimes it's a big group of people and, you know, wait staff doesn't always like a big group of people. So we always made sure we left a really good tip, and I always made a little origami dinosaur to leave on the table with a little thank you note. Yeah. Let's see here. Moving on down through chat. Wait, and somebody said, Izzy says, I don't think we have a fossil of a baby T-Rex. We do. It's called Chompa-Rex. I helped dig it up. Yeah. MOR 6022, I think, is the specimen number. But yeah, world's smallest and youngest baby T-Rex. We just have some fragments of the skull, but it's the best anybody's got anywhere in the world. Yeah. And Pragmatic Entropy says, you were not my early childhood education, and I'm angry every day for it. Oh, Pragmatic Entropy. I'm sorry. I will take that as a compliment, and I will thank you for it. And Neo Venator says, funny to see another paleo person end up teaching. I do high school science now. Very cool, Neo Venator, yeah. It's one of the best career paths available to people like you and me. So, yeah. I've been very lucky to actually get paid decently well as a teacher for the past 2 years. And it's opened up a lot of doors for me. Although now I've started kind of making enough money here on Twitch that I'm going to switch to teaching part-time and streaming more often, and also working on research and field work and illustrations and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to be able to publish so much more now that I'm not teaching for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you know? This is like a dream come true for me. Twitch has opened up so many doors, and it's thanks to the generosity and kindness of all the wonderful people watching right now. But don't ever forget how much I appreciate all of you. Thank you, everybody. You know, demand a dinosaur origami stream? I only know how to do one dinosaur well, Claire. I can do a Tenontosaurus. Yeah. Hang on. Chat's being funny again. The way it scrolls up and down is not on the laptop. It's difficult with the trackpad. The word of the day for most of Danny's streams is ontogeny. I think that's the word. You do art? I do, DK79. Yeah. The Paleontologizing logo, that's one of my pieces. I designed that. You see it here. It's on my my business cards, too. Thank you very much to my friends and colleagues at Copy Central, too. There's the card right there. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus on it. Maybe not. There's the back. Will it focus if I do that? I don't think it will. Anyway, these are one of the last things that I did before I left for my trip, was get these printed up. And I used to work at a print shop in Berkeley. And before I started teaching, that's what I did. I made minimum wage working at a print shop as a graphic designer. And yeah, so I called them up and I sent them the design and I had them print them and I went to pick it up. I'm pulling out my credit card to pay. And the guy who used to be my boss there, he's like, no. These were free. Thank you for all of your hard work. And that was so nice of him. So yeah. If you're ever in Berkeley, California, hit up Copy Central over on Solano Avenue. They do really good work and they're good people. So yeah. Chat, is your dream come true? Lol. What do you mean, Tropical? What? And you want a business card, Izzy? I'll maybe if I have any left, I'll send you some if with a T-shirt order or something like that. If you order some T-shirts. Hanny says that is a good business card, very memorable. Thanks, Hanny's. Thank you. Yeah. Mods need business cards, Danny. We'll see, Claire. We'll see. Yeah. Chatters need cards too. I only have 100 of these, everybody. And I need them for the summer, for when I run into people. Yeah. And Flanks the Jinx, you have a great night too. Thank you for joining us. Man, it is later than I thought it was. I'm gonna drink some water and then I'm gonna play an ukulele song for you. As a thank you for getting us to a level 5 hype train, everybody. And then hopefully our videos will be uploaded to the point where I could start showing you some footage from the museum today. Alright, where'd I put that ukulele? It's gotta be over here. Hang on a second, everybody. There we go. Here's my trusty uke. And, probably do Science is Real. It's sounding pretty good, but let me make sure it's tuned. Send design, we'll print more. Claire, I can do that. Just remind me. I can't promise anything right away. I've got a lot going on right now. Ooh, this is way off. Everything's way sharp now. Great last night for our stream. There we go. Nice. All right. It is your fault, Danny. You got us to want business cards. I'm sorry, Izzy. I shouldn't have showed you that. All right. So, as a thank you for everybody for getting us to a level 5 hype train, let me go ahead and play a song for you. I don't think I've done Science is Real for a while, so let me do that. How does it go again? This is a song by They Might Be Giants, that band. from their Here Comes Science kids album. My students really enjoyed this song this past year, and it goes, "Science is real, from the Big Bang to DNA. Oh, science is real, from evolution to the Milky Way. Now, I like those stories about angels, unicorns, and elves. I like those stories as much as anybody else, but when I'm seeking knowledge, you're consistent with the facts. The proof is with science, the truth is with science. Science is real, science is real, science is real." DJ Fluffkins, thank you for the raid. Welcome to Paleontologizing.
Wanna know what it's like.
You came just at the right time. I'm playing a song right now, and then we're gonna tour a museum in just a minute, in kind of like a hybrid video live stream kind of deal. I'll fill you in a minute, but thank you, DJ Fluffkins. I hope you had a wonderful stream, and thank you for bringing your community here. Everybody, my name's Danny Anduza. I'm a dinosaur paleontologist, and I'm about to finish this ukulele song so we can get on with the stream. Science is real, from anatomy to geology. Science is real, from evolution to biology. Now a scientific theory, it isn't just a hunch or guess. It's more like a question. It's been put through a lot of tests, and when a theory emerges, are consistent with the facts. The proof is with science. The truth is with science. Science is real. Science is real. Science is real. Science is real. All right, everybody. That was as a thank you for getting us to a level 5 hype train. So thank you again, everybody. Really appreciate it. Well, yeah, let me continue with our regular tunes, like we have here. Let me skip that one. But everybody, thank you. I mean, losing track here. DJ Fluffkins, thank you for that raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream. It is great to see you. And science is real, but level 5 hype trains are not. DJ, hey, we get him every once in a while. Neo Venator, thank you for the 100 bits. Got to run, but it's been fun. Looking forward to checking your...
But it's been fun. Looking forward to checking out your streams in the future.
So great to have you on board, Neo Venator. It's awesome to have another paleo person here. So, thanks for the follow, and I'll see you around. Yeah. But yeah, and Lordy says, but yes, DJ, the live view overheated. Yeah, yes, so, okay. Let me fill everybody in on what happened. On Saturday, well, no, let me back up even further. This summer, I decided I was going to do a great big live streaming road trip. Driving out through the American West, visiting different museums and field sites, talking to paleontologists, just having a great time and streaming the whole time. Like, basically at every step along the way. And I had all the gear together and everything, and on Saturday, I'd gotten to Salt Lake City, Utah, and I was streaming from the Museum of Ancient Life. We were there in the museum, having a wonderful stream, and then my encoder, my Live View Solo, just overheated and stopped working. I think the video card inside got fried. I talked to customer support, technical support for a long time. I spent basically an entire day trying to get it back up and running, doing every test that I could think of, like, you know, to no avail though. Everything works on it now except the video, and you can't have a live stream without video. And so I've ordered a replacement one. It should be showing up on Wednesday, and then we can get back to, you know, honest to goodness live streams from some museums and field sites and stuff. But today, since I couldn't do an actual live stream from a museum, I was scheduled to go to the Utah Fieldhouse Museum here in Vernal, Utah. And I figured, why don't I just walk around with my phone and a selfie stick, take some videos as if I were live streaming, and then we can watch those videos live on stream with additional commentary. So that's what we're gonna do. So let me check on how many of those videos are now uploaded. I'm uploading them from my phone to Google Photos. It's taken kind of a while, but we've got some. Uh-oh, why did they stop? Did my phone die? Hang on a minute. Died. I don't know what its problem is. But yeah. Not all of them are uploaded, but some of them are, and we're gonna take a look. Thank you for that. All right. So hang on, everybody. We will make this work like this. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Oh, and I gotta pull up chat on another device real quick. Here, let me continue our music while I get that sorted out. Yeah. Gotta plug this thing in too. This is gonna be one of those situations where I'm doing the best I can under the current circumstances, so bear with me, everybody. I'm trying to make this work. Where did that cord go? USB-C. There we go, right there. Plug that in here. And why is that not charging? That's really strange. Alright, I know what I've got to do. Gotta grab the other thing. Alright, we'll make this work, yeah. Pre-recorded Danny always looks so young, says Kate Bots. What do you mean? Because the camera's closer to his face? I try to think of why I would look younger in... Well, I would be a little bit younger, but not like years younger. The video that we're going to be watching, I'm a few hours younger, I suppose, than I am right now. Alright, that's charging, good. And now... I put that... Hang on. Well, I guess I could just use this. That'll work. Alright, everybody. You ready to watch this museum tour with me? I'm going to keep the music on, but we're going to keep it really low. Can you still hear it right now? Let me know if you can hear it. Museum tour route says pragmatic entropy. Yes, indeed. It's going to be a good time. Can you still hear the music right now? Or is it too low? You can hear it? Good, good, good. Okay. And can I turn up the volume there? And let me know if you can hear this. So, there we are. Yeah. In fact, let's see here. Let's change that to this. I think that'll be better. And hang on now. Why is that not working? All right, hang on, everybody. I need a video capture device. There we go. Sorry, everybody. Let me go ahead and remove this. There we go. That's a lot better, I think. Okay, so we're gonna bring on previously recorded Danny here. I hope everybody enjoys this. Usually he knows what he's talking about. So let's go ahead and start him up.
Thank you for that introduction, present day Danny. I'm here outside of the Utah Fieldhouse Museum in Vernal, Utah right now. And let's see.
Can you hear him?
Various dinosaurs behind me. And we're gonna go ahead and go explore. I've been here once before, back in 2014, during the Mid-Mesozoic Field Conference. It was the one that I talked about with Rebecca Hunt Foster. Remember when we interviewed her on the channel?
It's a tad quiet.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go inside.
Here. I'm not sure how to turn up the volume on Chrome without turning it up on everything else, but let's see here. Sound mixer options. Let's try this. It's not letting me adjust this for some reason. Come on, Google Chrome. All right. Hopefully this is a little bit better. Let's see here.
And we're going to go ahead and go explore. I've been here once before, back in 2014, during the Mid-Mesozoic Field Conference. It was the one that I talked about with Rebecca Hunt Foster. Remember when we interviewed her on the channel? Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and go inside and take a look. Thank you for that introduction, present day Danny.
Oh, these are not supposed to repeat. What's it doing? Settings. There we go. I'm speaking very quietly in this.
Pretty nifty gift shop too. Check that out. Let's go ahead and go in. Alright. Diplodocus. Check that out. Pretty cool. Hang on a sec, let me go ahead and check in.
I really wish they wouldn't, like, repeat like this. Is there a way to turn this off? Loop video off. There we go. Got it. Okay.
Alright, here we go. We see behind me right here is Diplodocus carnegii. This is one of the most iconic of the morphs and the sauropod dinosaurs from the late Jurassic period. It is a really cool animal. And the wonderful thing about this one is that you can walk right underneath it. You can get an excellent sense of scale here. This is one of the larger sauropods from the Morrison, but by no means the largest.
I said that, but there is a chance that it is actually the largest sauropod from the Morrison. If it turns out that other great big sauropods are the same thing as Diplodocus, things like Seismosaurus, then it could very well be that Diplodocus is the very largest in terms of mass. Definitely not in terms of height, but in terms of mass it could be. But yeah. And this, of course, is Dippy, the Diplodocus. I think previously recorded Danny talks about that in just a minute.
And I'm pretty sure this specimen is actually a cast of the one known as Dippy, that individual Diplodocus. It's got a pretty cool, interesting history, this creature. this individual Diplodocus specimen. It's tied in with Andrew Carnegie. It's like a wealthy industrialist fat cat from the Gilded Age. But toward the end of his life, he actually had a lot of sort of philanthropic pursuits. One of them was taking this dinosaur and making lots and lots of replicas of it, and then distributing it to different places around the world, various heads of state across Europe, kings and queens and presidents around the world, kind of giving it as a gift, as a gesture of goodwill, which is pretty neat. So you will see casts of this particular Diplodocus in museums all around the globe, everywhere from Mexico City to Paris, France.
In fact, let's actually look at where all of these are. I'll look this up real quick. I don't know what it's auto-correcting to there, but there we go. There's even a Wikipedia article about Dippy. I will paste this in chat for you real quick. There you are. Talk about the fused bone group at the base of the neck. What do you mean diagonal? The cervical verts at the base of the neck? Like the syncervical? I could talk about that a little bit. But let's take a look at this for just a second. Yeah, the Carnegie Museum of Natural History in Pittsburgh has the original Diplodocus skeleton. It's a composite, though, so this is multiple specimens that make up, like, different pieces of different skeletons make up this complete dinosaur. And it's the holotype of the species Diplodocus carnegie. So what we're looking for here, there we go. London has one, Berlin has one, Paris has one, Vienna has one, Bologna has one, St. Petersburg has one, Buenos Aires has one, Madrid has one, Mexico City, Munich, and the Utah Fieldhouse of Natural History State Park Museum, where I was just at, also has one. So it's really funny. You've got all of these different, like, world cities, these cosmopolitan cities, and then you've got little old Vernal, Utah there too. And there she is. Yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, there's actually a book about this. But before we talk about that, let me go back to previously recorded Danny here, and we'll see what else he has to say about this.
Pretty neat. Let's walk along it right here, along its full length. From the head right here, all the way along.
This is looking a little scuffed because this is with my phone rather than my live
Underneath.
streaming camera.
Look at those massive pelvic bones. It's a huge sacrum right there. And then all the way along to the end of that whip-like tail. Very cool. Look how thin the caudal vertebrae are. They're barely even there. I wonder if
Incredibly
you can even see
thin.
it properly.
Incredibly
right now
thin.
in the video. But check that out. Super long whip-like tail.
We're still not. Hanny asks, how much does it cost to set up a display like that? Hanny's thousands of dollars in materials and labor. Yeah, it's really, really expensive to mount a dinosaur like that. Thank you for the follow, whoever that was. I appreciate it. Sorry if that was a little loud, everybody. But yeah. So that's the thing, is that when Andrew Carnegie decided to make all of these casts of his dinosaur and distribute them around the world like that, it was a big deal. I mean, this is at a time when dinosaurs were still fairly new. And so it like made headlines in newspapers in each of those different countries, like that a North American dinosaur was coming to that country and then being gifted to the King of Spain, or, it was a big deal. Like, that was headline news. And it was kind of like That's some big Diplodocus energy right there. Like taking this dinosaur from North America and then giving it away to, like giving a copy of it to kings and queens or other very important people. It's like, yeah, look at what we're up to here in the United States. Look at what we've got here. You don't have this in your country, but we do here in the States. So yeah, it's a big Diplodocus move. Kate Bot says that doesn't sound expensive. From my perspective, it's expensive. I don't know. From the perspective of a paleontologist, you know? Everything about sauropods is expensive. Digging them up, transporting them, storing them, cleaning them, studying them. Sauropods are just, they're ridiculous animals. They're just too big. Which is why it made such an impressive gift for Andrew Carnegie to do that. So yeah. And Aquastorm, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome back. Yeah. And pragmatic entropy. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm doing the best I can here, pragmatic. Doing the best I can. Sauropods are worth it. How dare you, says Patrick Byron. I think even sauropod researchers recognize that sauropods are just too much, you know? But, yeah, I don't know. And this is coming from a dinosaur person. If you talk to somebody who studies Mesozoic mammals, you know, where you could fit... If there are certain Mesozoic mammals where you could fit every single bone known from the entire species in a film canister. Compare that to, like, a sauropod, you know? Yeah. And Hanny says France gave us the Statue of Liberty, Japan gave us cherry trees, and Carnegie gave the world Dippy, the Diplodocus. This is true, yeah. Great big gift, yeah, Dubious, yes. Izzy says, what was it like to actually find a piece of a fossil for the first time, Danny? It was pretty magical, Izzy. It was pretty magical. I found my first fossil when I was probably 10 years old. Yeah. It was a bivalve, little clam. But yeah. Bluesy F-150 says, good morning. Good evening to you, Bluesy. I hope you're having a good day. It's toward the end of the day here in Vernal, Utah right now. I am far away from home, but things are good. Things are good. Aquastorm says, hey, if a human were to ride a dinosaur, say like a Utah raptor, would Utah raptor be capable of supporting the weight of the human? Definitely, yeah. Yeah. Utah raptor is a big animal. Think about like an ostrich. An ostrich is smaller than a Utah raptor, but an ostrich can support the weight of a person. You've seen people riding ostriches before, right? Here. Ostrich riding. It is a thing.
And there you go! Number 3, Stephen Curry, very rambunctious. Great start for Brexit. Good start for Kim Kardashian. After that, cruising for bruising. It is Brexit. Kim Kardashian. Escalade calls on the bird for everything he has and wins. Number 1, Kim Kardashian is the champion.
So yeah, I think a Utah raptor would have an easier time supporting your weight than an ostrich. Yeah. That's a good question, and I'm glad I had a good answer for it. But let's get back to previously recorded Danny here and see what he has to say.
Entirely sure why they evolved such slender tails, at the very end like that. Because that's nuts. Those bones are incredibly thin. They're like just barely thicker than my finger bones. This is an animal that was, 80 feet long? And
talking about the tip of its tail,
dozens of tons.
So yeah, here, let me go back a little bit further.
Underneath. Look at those massive pelvic bones. That's a huge sacrum right there. And then
the tail just gets thinner and thinner and thinner. Look at that! Look at that! It really is like a bullwhip. Just I mean, the circumference of the tail at the very end is like... It's like that. Just like... barely there.
Very cool. Look
Yeah.
how thin the caudal vertebrae are.
Oh, shoot.
Right, here we go. We see behind me right here is Diplodocus carnegii. These tail bones, super long whip-like tail, was used as a defense mechanism, basically like a whip, that it could defend itself against marauding there.
You missed that, but earlier I said that's one of the hypotheses, is that it was used as a defense mechanism. It's not known for sure if it was, but yeah.
It may have also used it for communication. In much the way that like a dog will wag its tail in order to kind of show its mood. Maybe sauropod dinosaurs did the same thing. It's difficult to actually come up with data for this sort of thing. But there's actually a really interesting study involving Nathan Myhrvold. And I'll have present-day Danny show that to you real quick.
All right, well, thank you, previously recorded Danny. Let's get to that prompt. Oh wait, shoot, was I playing that without... Just imagine the video. Well, okay, let me go back to that, sorry. I've only got one monitor here, so this is going to be a little bit haphazard.
In much the way that like a dog will wag its tail in order to
Video's
kind of
not
show
great
its mood.
anyway for this
Maybe sauropod dinosaurs
particular
do the same
moment.
thing. It's difficult to actually come up with data for this sort of thing. But there's actually a really interesting study involving Nathan Myhrvold. And I'll have present-day Danny show that to you real quick.
Well, thank you, previously recorded Danny. Let's go ahead and do that. So Nathan Myhrvold, he used to work at Microsoft. He was like a big head honcho there for Microsoft, and he more recently has been doing some work on dinosaurs. A lot of like computational stuff, as you might imagine. Nathan Myhrvold, Diplodocus tail. But here we go. This is from the site geekwire.com. I'll show you. There are other sources we can look at too. But Nathan Myhrvold, the Microsoft millionaire who went in to found Intellectual Ventures, is a huge dinosaur geek. But not just any dinosaur geek. He funds paleontological digs, gets heavily involved in research, and keeps a life-size T-Rex skeleton in his living room. Is that true? I didn't know that. Now, he and other scientists have built a quarter-scale dinosaur tail to show how the giant sauropods could really snap their tails at supersonic speeds. Again, this is one of the hypotheses for what Diplodocus used its tail for, that it would have cracked it like a whip in order to help scare away predators or even, smack them with it. Go away, pop-up. Let's look at this. There we are. Yeah, so much like a bullwhip, it's got a base that's very thick, and that's where like the majority of the stress occurs, I think. I don't know if this video has any sound, but they built the tail by having all of these metal pieces like this machined. Very cool. This is the kind of really awesome, like, hands-on dinosaur research that I get really excited about. But when the thing is completed... Watch. Look how cool that is. Isn't that neat? So this is built just like a real Diplodocus tail. It moves in the way that a Diplodocus tail probably should. 340 meters per second. Wow. But the thing is, are the vertebrae at the end of the tail actually that flexible like that? I mean, I kind of have difficulty fathoming that. But I don't know. I mean, this is the thing, is that there's a lot of like quantitative science going on here, And this is outside of my wheelhouse. Well, it's just like difficult for me to imagine the actual tip of the tail being that flexible in the living animal. But I don't know. Yeah. Rodin says they had that several years ago at SVP. I wasn't there for that one. Yeah. And how did the cartilage or muscle affect that, though? I don't know, XF Kirsten. I don't know. Yeah. Might have used to swat bugs. Unofficial soup. This would like vaporize bugs. Oh man, that is neat. The tail ones would need ball joints to do that. I'm not actually sure how the vertebrae at the very tip of the tail articulate. And this is the thing too, is that maybe they do actually have additional vertebrae at the very end that are super, super small and thin and flexible. Because that's the thing, when you're digging up a dinosaur, it is really difficult to find all of the pieces, especially if it's a sauropod. Imagine digging up an animal that's, longer than a set of tennis courts, and its bones are scattered all over the place, and some of the bones are that big. It's going to be really difficult to get all of those, Oh, I don't know. I just know that's some really cool looking science, and I appreciate it on that level, for sure. Capillaries and blood cells in the tail moving that fast? I don't know, Diagonal. I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah. Gato Durmiendo. You should check that video out. That's from The Onion. I think you'll really like it. That's a funny one. We would watch it here, but it doesn't go with the tenor of this stream. Long-necked iguanas. You think so, Claire? Interesting. Yeah. And hey, Diane Serpent, how are you doing? Welcome back to Paleontologizing. All right, let's see what else previously recorded Danny had to say about various stuff. And, yeah. And click on this. 28, there are 28 more videos that are still uploading at this point, so we're not going to be able to see all of them. Because a lot of them still are not done. But let's check this one out. Alright, now... There we go. We'll get back to previously recorded Danny. This is pretty neat. Approaching this from the back, at a certain angle, I didn't know what it was. I'll show you what I mean here. Like, what the heck is going on with this? That is not a mammoth skull, not like one I've ever seen before, but it's got two big mammoth tusks coming out of the back. No, this is a Diplodocus sacrum right here. Those are the big ilia right there. These are the upper hip bones. So if you feel along in the back of your hips, just on either side of your spinal cord, your spinal column, you can feel these two bony ridges there on your hip bones. Those are your iliac crests. Are you feeling that, everybody? These are the iliac crests on Diplodocus. Now, this looks like a cast to me. Yeah, take a look. This is not the real fossil bone. It's far too shiny, far too smooth, and you can see bits where the paint came off down there, and you can see the plaster underneath. But still very cool. Gives you some sense for, how big this animal is. And then they've got some big old proboscidean tusks. That's pretty neat. I'm guessing probably from a Columbian mammoth. Over here. This is so much more scuffed than the actual museum live streams. It's amusing to me. And I guess these are just too big to store in another place right now. That's why they're here. But, yeah. Let's go see some other stuff. Part of that is that the video isn't actually, fully rendered yet. The internet here is so slow in Vernal that, I'm surprised I can stream to you right now, honestly. But yeah. Dino hips don't lie. This is true, Hannings.
Here's a dinosaur.
Old Beard, thanks for the follow. Welcome to Paleontologizing. It's good to have you here. Yeah, thanks for clicking that follow button. And the paint tends to not chip off of fossils. This is true, Lenina. This is true. Piggy Giblet says, how does a paleontologist determine deformities in dinosaurs and whether the accepted reference of a dinosaur is accurate? Isn't that the question, Pinky? Holy cow. There have been a number of deformities or pathologies, like breaks in bone or, diseases in bones that have, prompted some paleontologists to go, oh yeah, this looks different. New species. Definitely a new species. Well, no, it's just a broken bone or, something else is going on with it. It happens. Individual variation. This is why, ideally, you want more than one skeleton of the same animal if you're going to name a new genus or species. But usually we don't have that luxury. So, yeah, it gets tricky. You've got to really know what you're looking at. And there have been a few times when, a dinosaur skull has been crushed just because it's had tons and tons of other sediment on top of it. So, during diagenesis, the skull just kind of gets deformed. And then that's been interpreted as oh, look, this animal has a different shaped skull. New species. So yeah, these are things you gotta watch out for. These are real issues in dinosaur paleontology that you're bringing up, so thank you for that, yeah. Yeah. And Gato Dormiendo says, if I had a time machine, I would love to see what sauropod dinosaurs looked like. It would be so cool to see all the details that wouldn't fossilize. Exactly, Gato, exactly. Oh man, that is a great answer for somebody ever asks me, which dinosaurs would you most want to see in the flesh? Big sauropods like that would be incredible to see. They really would be. Yeah. And... Oh, and Dubious says, would a platypus be a dinosaur? No, platypus are mammals. They are monotreme mammals. Yeah, so they're much more closely related to you and me than they are to any dinosaur. Yeah. And look, yes, exactly, Bluesy, yeah.
It's a dinosaur.
And K-Check, thanks for the follow. Welcome to Paleontologizing. It's good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. And Dubious says, I was wondering, it seems to have bird-like features. Oh, that's a great question, Dubious. You know what, let's look up a platypus real quick on, we'll go to our One Zoom page. The Tree of Life Explorer. Here we go here. And I'll just type in platypus. But you'll see they are within Mammalia. Ornithorhynchus anatinus. All of the, well, they've got that duck bill. They're not actually related to ducks at all. This is what we call convergent evolution. Where another creature has developed a very similar structure to something that's completely unrelated to it, because they're doing something similar with that structure. So let's zoom out from here. Yeah, platypus are on the mammal branch. That's funny. There are not a whole lot of monotremes left, so all these branches are really big. But if we were to go down to marsupials, you'll see it just keeps zooming and zooming. But yeah. Anyway, so you're over here with mammals, and then birds are way over here within Sauropsida. I hope that makes some sense. I hope that's better than me just saying nope, they're mammals. I hope showing you, even in a clumsy way like that, I hope that's a little bit better than just saying they're mammals. And Piggy Giblet says, thank you, Danny. I was so curious to know, and who better to ask? I really enjoy your stream. It's a fantastic question. This is something that paleontologists wrestle with on a daily basis, Piggy Giblets. So you keep asking those great questions. Appreciate it. An aquastorm, yeah, you would see creatures that haven't been discovered yet, I'm sure. Yeah. Including a lot of invertebrates that just don't fossilize, probably. I feel like sauropods looked even wilder than we could imagine when we got there. You're probably right. I think human imagination might fail when it comes to trying to determine what a sauropod would look like in the flesh. Yeah. And echidna, did someone say monotreme? I did, echidna, I did. Of course, echidna is saying this because echidnas are also monotremes. They are one of, I think, 3 living species of monotreme. I think there's 2 echidnas and 1 platypus, if I remember correctly. But yeah. Monotremes are egg-laying mammals. Back during the time of the dinosaurs, you know, egg-laying was the thing to do as a mammal. Like, everybody laid eggs. Monotremes are much more common back then. And then they seemed to really take a hit, probably during the asteroid strike. It killed the dinosaurs. A lot of monotremes died out at the same time. And, yeah, they used to be, it was like half of mammals were monotremes or something like that back in the Mesozoic. And now it's just the tiniest percentage of monotremes. And Lenina, that is a great answer for that question. Absolutely. 3 wishes. And Hannies wants to know how many sauropods could be in a group? How does an environment handle these creatures? That's a fantastic question, Hannies. Here, I'll show you another image. A John Sibbick painting of an Apatosaurus herd kind of making its way through a Jurassic forest and just wreaking havoc. Take a look at this. Just imagine the devastation that a group of these animals could wreak, especially if they're uprooting trees like elephants do. And these guys almost certainly would have done that, just knocking over trees left and right. I mean, it's something. They must have been migratory, I would think. It's like difficult to imagine these animals staying in the same place all the time. They probably had a really wide range, and it would have to be like years in between hitting a certain area and then coming back to it. I'm sure they would have to allow years for these areas to revegetate. Unless they're doing something that we don't realize. Maybe diplodocids like this are only eating ground cover plants. Maybe they're only eating the ferns that grow between these big trees or something like that. Ferns grow back really quickly, as we all know.
Really spectacular, spared no expense.
The Lenina gifted Kaichek a subscription. The Lenina gifted a tier 1 sub to Kaichek.
Really
they have given 12 gift subs in the channel.
So yeah, anyway, sauropods. How did they do what they did? We don't know yet. We're still working on it. I suspect they probably would have, rather than always knocking over trees all the time, I suspect they were probably eating ground level plants a lot more. Especially like Diplodocus, Apatosaurus, these guys with these kind of low slung necks. But what about macronarian sauropods? What about the ones who kind of held their heads up high like this, like Brachiosaurus or Camarasaurus? What are they doing? I don't know. And did these animals, did they have habits that were like, this is getting really speculative at this point, but did they know not to knock over trees because they would destroy their food supply? Did they like just harvest little bits of each tree so as not to kill them or something like that? I don't know. There's so much left to discover, and it's pretty exciting. So yeah. And K-Check says, thank you, I just saw you on my recommended list. Thought I'd check out your stream? Well, thank you, K-Check. Sorry it took me so long to get to your message. But, welcome to Paleontologizing, yeah. And Yogurt Garrel says, I've had that Tree of Life website open since last week. Really cool to play around with. Isn't it neat? Yeah, I love that tool. And Melodic Dreamer, welcome to Paleontologizing. They say, yeah, I've got an echidna living below my porch. You're kidding, Melodic Dreamer. I assume you're somewhere in Oceania, Australia. It's like, no, I live in Toledo, Ohio. I have a random echidna living under my porch. That's so cool, Melodic Dreamer. That's really neat. I don't have any cool critters living under my apartment, as far as I know. My dad has skunks living under his house. Yeah. And Ark Survival. I have heard of that Deinonychus, yeah. I'm not really familiar with it enough to comment on it, though, to be honest. K-Chick says dinosaurs are cool. I have an almost 6-year-old nephew who's very into them, so I'm always down to learn more so I can sound cool to my nephew. All right, K-Chick. You found the right stream for that, then. I can help you out, absolutely. Man Spider Chai says, what's the best way to knock over a tree without an elephant trunk? Lean against it somehow? Well, yeah, I mean, these sauropods would probably lean up, like stand on their hind legs and just push with their forelimbs, just like that. Be even easier to knock over a tree for them than for an elephant. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, well, can you imagine if you scared a herd? Talk about devastation. There you go, Hannies, yes. Dubious says, imagine the size of the sauropod's heart to be able to pump blood up to the brain, much like a giraffe. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's why they had such small heads and such small brains. That's an adaptation. You know, you don't have a big, thirsty, you know, big head at the end. You just got this little head that just, you know, doesn't need much blood. You know, and you're better off for it as a sauropod. Yeah. And Bluesy says, I have goats in my fields and donkeys. They are fantastically interesting animals. They are, aren't they? Do you ever just watch them graze and, like, try and pick up their thought process about why they move to certain areas and that kind of thing? Yeah. And Atreus wants to know, did sauropods have feathers? The answer is...
Wow, it's not the dinosaur
we don't know yet.
Just look at that thing. It's not going to be friendly to us.
And Dugio1, hey! Thank you for those 5 months of support.
This
really
is the first time I haven't seen you in that shirt. I didn't think you owned any others.
Doogie,
Hello,
I
I'm
own
Sam
a few
Neill
shirts.
from Jurassic Park. Let's protect our fossils.
And
because
Loba
if
Lobster,
they're removed, America loses them
thanks
forever.
for the follow. Welcome to Paleontologizing. What were we talking about? Oh, Atreus, yeah, did sauropods have feathers? The answer is we don't know yet. I suspect that maybe sauropod hatchlings had feathers. Because if you think about sauropod dinosaurs, you know, they get really big, but they start off very small. And when you're a really small animal, that's usually when you need insulation. That's when you need to maintain your, like, conserve your body heat. So yeah. We have skin impressions from full-grown sauropods. We know that full-grown sauropods were not coated in feathers or anything. At least not on their entire bodies. But maybe they had like a little mohawk of feathers going down their sagittal plane. We don't know yet. But if I had to place a bet, if I were a betting man, I'd say that sauropod hatchlings probably had feathers, like downy feathers, kind of like the fuzz on a baby chick or something like that. Yeah. And Izzy says, I know we had some dinosaurs that lived in the Arctic region, so they would have had some kind of feathers? Most likely, yeah. At least the smaller dinosaurs, yes. So far, the biggest dinosaur that we have that has feathers is Eutyrannus. I talked about this yesterday, I feel. It's a tyrannosauroid. It's maybe 25 or 30 feet long, like maybe approaching 9 meters or so in length. So it's a big animal, and we know that it had feathers. So it's not like big dinosaurs all lacked feathers for sure. Some of them have them. Yeah. Floofy sauropod babies, exactly, Patrick Pirate, yeah. So yeah, anywho. Let's see if we have any other videos we can watch with previously recorded Danny real quick. Let me refresh the page and see if any more of these uploaded. Let's try this. Alright, so here's another... Switch to Chrome here. There we go. And we watched that one already? We saw this one. Let's watch this.
Okay, we're walking past this Diplodocus again. Really cool.
This is from the museum trip earlier today.
When I came here in 2014 during the Mid-Mesozoic meeting, there were at least 2 sauropod researchers who asked me to take a picture of them with this cast right here.
Really iconic dinosaur.
Just an iconic specimen.
I'm repeating myself.
There's going up the stairs here. There's so much history in this Diplodocus skeleton. Has anybody in chat ever seen this before? This particular individual Diplodocus? I bet you have. Again, if you've ever been to the Natural History Museum in London, if you've ever been to the museum in Paris, or Mexico City, or I think Buenos Aires, or Brussels.
Maybe not Brussels.
I want to say there's one in China as well. And of course, there's the one at the Carnegie Museum on the east coast of the United States.
In Pittsburgh, yeah.
That's the original of that one. But yeah. There's a really interesting book about this, actually. What was it called?
It's called Bone Wars.
I think it's called The Bone Wars. And it kind of centers,
just
if I recall correctly, on this specimen. I'll have present-day Danny pull that up for you real quick. And, yeah, he can discuss it with you.
Let me do that then. Let's see. Bone Wars by... Who's it by again? I forget. Hang on a minute. I'll pull this up so I can show you. It's funny, I was using Goodreads to show people different books because I thought, I don't want to show them on Amazon. Like, let's, maybe I can find it on Thrift Books, actually. It turns out Goodreads is owned by Amazon, so you just can't avoid that behemoth right now. You know this well, watching on Twitch right now, which is owned by Amazon. Bone Wars. Alright. Let's see if we can find this. There it is right there. The Excavation of Andrew Carnegie's Dinosaur by Tom Rea. I will put this link in chat, and you can get yourself a copy for like $5. Here we go. There it is in chat. It's a good book. I read it back in probably middle school. It's a long time ago I read this book, but I remember it being pretty decent. Yeah, and I'll show you an image of the cover. There you go. The Excavation and Celebrity of Andrew Carnegie's Dinosaur. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Whoever that was. Let's see. Man Spider Kai, thank you very much for that. Welcome to Paleontologizing. Yeah. Drunk History even covered the Bone Wars. They did, Ginger Red Scare. This is true. Yeah. Let's see. And Lenina says, if I ever come into a heck ton of money, I will travel the world and visit museums. Not even a question. I'm super lucky to be able to do that right now. And traverse my little corner of the world, the American West, and visit some museums. And I'm really happy to be able to share that with you. Speaking of which, let's get back to previously recorded Danny and see if he has any other videos for us. Not many of these have loaded yet. There's a few. Let's check out this one. There we go.
Alright, so here's another specimen that everybody in chat might be familiar with already.
Camarasaurus.
This is a this. That's the dinosaur. Who could tell me what this is?
Dinosaur man.
It's Camarasaurus.
3 months, yeah.
Thank you, Barry Kirby. Appreciate that.
The cast, or rather the 3D print that I have in my office, is just a tad bit smaller than this specimen here. The teeth are far lower resolution. A lot of this is sculpted. You can see the front.
Yeah, it's very smooth.
Pre-max. Part of the maxilla there, that's sculpted. Yeah. Pretty neat. Big old macronarian sauropod.
Again, if I were in my office right now, I could show you my life-size juvenile Camarasaurus skull. Yeah.
And apparently this is on loan from DNM, Dinosaur National Monument. Hopefully I'll be going there tomorrow. We'll see.
Do hope to be there tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a little exhibit on sauropods here. Very cool. Nice Mark Hallett artwork of looks like some Argentine titanosaurs. Their nesting colony. Very cool. And one of them is digging a nest right there. You can see that scratch digging.
Action pose going
pretty cool.
There's a really neat paper
from by Lee Hall and Denver Fowler about scratch digging in sauropods.
Yeah.
I'll pause for a second and we'll let present day Danny pull that up for you real quick.
Alright, well let me do that real quick. Let's see. Scratch Digging Sauropods, Revisited, by Denver Fowler and Lee Hall. There we are right there. I'll put this link in chat for you too. I don't know if this one is... Oops. If this one is publicly available. Historical Biology. Yeah, that's not an open source paper, I don't think. You might be able to find it through Sci-Hub. Yeah. Show that sauropod nesting traces are morphologically consistent with being excavated by scratch digging, and this behavior is also observed in extant tortoises, which possess flattened unguals with a functionally analogous orientation. So basically, what this paper is saying, what Denver Fowler and Lee Hall were saying in this publication, is that turtle feet, tortoise feet, they've got these little claws that kind of go out to the sides like this, and tortoises will use their hind feet for digging. If you've ever seen a tortoise dig, it's like really kind of funny looking. But they dig backwards. So they dig with their hind feet and they kind of like go backwards. And that's what sauropods seem to do in order to make their nests, is they kind of scratch with their hind feet like that in order to make these earthen nests that they would lay their eggs in. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's see. And with that, let's get back to... Oops. How many more of these do we have? That's a photo. Sometimes I accidentally take photos when I'm trying to take videos. And it skips way ahead to the Eocene stuff. Or is that another? No, it's another photo. That's it for videos, everybody. I'll have to revisit this another time when all of the videos have actually uploaded. But that's what we've got for the moment. And with that, I should probably go for a walk before I go to bed. I've gotten hardly any exercise at all today. I've been in the car all day, and then we did a little bit of walking around the museum, and that was it. I need to get out and move my legs. I'm like a dog. You gotta walk me every day, or I'll start chewing the furniture. So I'm gonna wrap this up, and we're gonna pay somebody a raid. I'm gonna go for a walk before I go to sleep here. Yeah. Trek Nerd says Danny is the time talker, talking to himself through time, whether hours or years. There you go, Trek Nerd. Alright, do we have any suggestions on whom we should raid? Let me close those tabs. And let's see who's online right now in the science and technology category. Not seeing a whole lot of different streams on right now. We might go say hello to Tom Thinks. I think that might be good. Yeah, let's do that. But what breed of dog? I don't know. A greyhound. There we go. Everybody, thank you